Hello, everyone. Can you hear me at all, Oda?
No.
Let me try again. That is weird. Test, 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 test.
Can you raise that up a little bit?
Sure. Hello, Oda.
You might want to check your microphone settings.
Well, it probably helps to have the microphone near my face. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized I was doing it bad. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tiki Tuesday streams. Uh, I have taken over the driver's seat while Oda will be performing for your pleasure.
Yeah. For their pleasure.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes. Hello there, everybody. I got the camera on me. Hopefully that is actually working. Sorry if the sound was a little bit low in the preceding video. Hopefully you guys can hear both of us coming through.
I hope so too. Because we sure as heck spent a lot more time trying to get ready this time.
A whole 10 minutes instead of 3. Makes a difference. No. Kempter not just producing the game, but producing the show as well. Welcome, everybody. If this is your first Tiki Tuesday with us, thank you for joining us here. Kamimaru is saying that my volume's a little low. I'm cranked up pretty high on this microphone here. Maybe it could be a Skype setting,
I will look at it.
and I will look at mine. I'll look the hell out of it. No, it should be all the way up on my microphone.
Well, I increased the sound you're supposed to come through on the speaker side over here. I don't know if that's going to help.
Uh, hmm.
Someone's coming in.
We're getting like an echo, kind of. You were saying there's an echo. No?
Oh, I bet it could be that. No, it shouldn't be because the only mic on this computer is the one that I'm using here. It's not the.
It could be just them picking me up on your microphone as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, as long as you guys can hear us a little bit, should be fine.
We've always had an echo with these two mics.
Yeah, it's almost like they have some sort of sound deadening technology when people broadcast together in a professional outfit. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for Tiki Tuesday. As I was saying, if you haven't joined us before, this is a show where we answer questions from the community, talk about what we have coming in with with this week's maintenance, and hang out with users. Right now, we're in-game on Renewal server, hanging out in South Pront, a bunch of folks. So if you guys want to come down and join us, you're entirely welcome.
Oh, I guess I should switch that screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you might like that. How's that, Oda?
We'll see in like 30 seconds.
Well, that bar should disappear now. We figured out what it was.
Yeah, man, it certainly is a wait, the delay between... Here we go. Hi, everybody. CM Oda here, on camera, and you can see... in something that's not awkward at all, I'm broadcasting my screen over to Capitor, and he's broadcasting it to you, and I'm watching all of that on Twitch right now, so the delay will be considerable. But anyway, I'm here in game, so you guys can come down and join us. See, we've got Panda Express here, who from the headgear has actually met us in IRL. Hikari Yari, I apologize. I say a lot of things, but we were on Classic last week.
I I have to say I really like how Skype has just a random emoji that's a picture of David Duchovny's head. I don't understand why.
Uh, why not? Why not? Anyhow, let's get down to business with the actually be talking about what we have coming in this week. I'll make sure that it's brief so we can get on to the question answering. I know that you guys are big fans of that. Okay, on renewal, actually on both renewal and classic this week, we're bringing in a Easter event. Like I said during the broadcast we had just a few seconds ago, that wasn't pre-recorded. That's all live. That was designed by one of our community members. We sent it to Karo and we just got it back. And so that'll be coming in on both classic and renewal. On renewal, it actually has a custom new headgear, right?
I believe so.
Okay, and on classic, we'll also have a fun reward for that. We have 1.5x EXP still going on both servers, so that'll be one more week of 150x EXP, or 150% EXP for you guys to enjoy.
Whoa, it did not like that. Okay, so I can't talk to anyone else. That's good to know. You see how it's going to freeze up and then it displays this huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it did not
By the
like.
way, we're using Skype, guys. Yeah. Oh, Skype. Okay, and so also on both servers, we're going to be having a lucky box coming in. We're going to have some fun stuff. Also linking to Okami Maru's Facebook. He has a, it's very cool to see, definitely have done what I can to sort of encourage Face Killer from the forums to do some more art. Like he did some great stuff for one of our loading screens, and definitely been encouraging him and all of our players to do some fun stuff with their art. So I have a link to that. And that is the big stuff we have coming in on renewal server. I believe
Easter. The creative contraptions contests.
Oh no!
You
That's
just
separate.
led into that.
No, that's separate from the.
You totally just led into that.
I don't like to mix the food on my plate. I'm a military man. I like a military meal. I don't like the peas touching the string. All right, that's from Toys. If you guys haven't seen it. Yes, we have two contests going on right now in the creative contraptions section. Two of them are related to painting. One of them is slightly more IRL. That is for an egg painting contest. We already have a pretty cool entry right here. Face Killer made a pretty awesome Galapagos. A little bit out of focus, but I figured if I could guilt him into getting a scanner, I can guilt him into getting a new camera. Safik also has a pretty cool Devarucci egg with like an actual hot dog hovering, held on by a stick. So you guys will definitely want to check out that egg painting contest. I want to see more entries. It ends on Friday, so I definitely want to see lots and lots of participation. And you can eat the eggs afterwards. It doesn't have to be an actual egg. You can get a plastic one and paint that too, if you're not crazy about the whole boiling thing. In addition, ending this Friday, we have a coloring contest. This one is Okami Maru put up a line art, and so people have been running with that. All kinds of really cool takes on this same artwork, different backgrounds, different colors. It's been a lot of fun to see that. So you definitely want to participate in that. That also ends this Friday. We're going to have some fun in-game prizes to give out for people who submit and get the best for that particular contest. Okay, so that's the contest that we have running right now. Is there anything else you wanted me to mention? Uh,
W- no, we should probably just get on to the Q&A period if you finish the patch notes.
yes, I have finished the patch notes.
Okay then. We're going to do the question and answer for Tiki Tuesday, April 15th, 2014.
Okay, and you can see
Common
the link
era.
for. That's right.
Uh, Kariyari asks, Ninja getting fixed anytime soon? We've tried what we are able to do in-house. Unfortunately, none of it was able to successfully restore the skill animations. So we created a bug report and we've sent it up to KRO. Biolab monsters going to spawn on the single share square. Wow. Single square, it should spawn. It's a lot of S sounds in a single sentence.
Lots of sibilant S's, eh?
Uh, the Biolab's 3 monsters have as their center spawn point the correct squares. What some players are requesting is that we bring in the radius that they can spawn on, but the square that they're set to has always been correct. For the Hugel Spotlight, can we get dragons, not just more Adventure Guild turn-ins? A return of a dragon turn event type is definitely possible for the Hugel Spotlight, as well as Adventure Guild turn-in. The Adventure Guild turn-ins are meant to more just supplement, not as an actual event in and of themselves. We're just releasing the turn-ins as we do the events, uh, because it kind of follows the event pattern. What headgears are making into the boxes soon? We kind of don't reveal that till the servers are down to avoid a market speculation situation where some players know beforehand and try to corner the market or sell things.
Though for new headgears and things that have never been in before.
We can spotlight them, but we still like to kind of save it close to our.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Hold the cards close to us so you can't see that
As
we have
somebody
a straight
who
flush.
puts stuff up on the website, it does help. Uh, the more advanced notice I have. Um,
Uh, okay. Face Killer asks, will the Easter event quest be recycled old stuff or shiny brand new stuff? We actually have a brand new quest that was originally written by Critical Assassin. We submitted the quest idea to Caro and they've returned it to us yesterday. So we're currently in the process of localizing, updating, and we will have it ready for both servers by tomorrow. Spike XP. I can't think of anything besides spotlights. I love spotlights. No other quest for Alberta Spotlight, just Adventurers Guild turn. I loved Aladdin's Tarnished Lamp and Sons of Cobalt. Will the Adventurers Guild provide monsters from Byland 6 and Turtle Dungeon? What is for the next... Okay. So, the Adventurers Guild is actually something that was meant for the classic server. But since it is possible to put on renewal, we do put it in on renewal. However, we tend to leave it with the classic server monsters, so it more helps out lower level players rather than high level players.
and I think they were asking.
Well, Byland 6 would definitely be
Yeah,
renewal.
renewal.
What's the next spotlight? I wish for more costumes and headgears. Do you want to announce the next spotlight, Oda? It should just be a couple weeks from now.
Well, yes, the maps that we're going to be spotlighting are Hugel on Classic and Bifrost on Renewal. I've mentioned this before, but it was a little rough, even though it's more simple for us to do the spotlight as the same town on both Classic and Renewal. It meant that a lot of the later maps, the New World or the expansion towns that are not present in pre-renewal, would kind of never get a spotlight. And one of our desires for the spotlight program was definitely to address some of the shortcomings of the newer towns, get people back to Dewata and
Well, it's not really
along the.
shortcomings, but they're more unknown because there's no giant golden brick road leading you to them. So you kind of are just
It
required
is
to.
a it is a road made of thorns and dog poop.
There is no road.
It's like you don't want to walk on that road, and it leads you wrong.
We kind
Uh,
of need to show people how to get there and make players more
won't you
aware.
tell me how to get to Splendid Street?
Okay, Big Oda.
Hey guys, where's the Snuffleupagus mob?
Can we have a headset costume? You were mistaken with no headphone last week. We can request a new one. We don't currently have one. That is something we need to get a DB number from Caro for. We are preparing a new request for replica costume headgears based on the thread in the suggestion subforums found at the bottom of the.
Suggestion subforums.
I might have some problems with S's.
Once a man.
Almir of Atlas says, due to the ninja class being an expanded class type, it usually shares gear restriction with thief class tree. For example, ninjas can use thief clothes and assassin robe. Thief figure, rogue's treasure, and medal of honor thief, among other things. However, ninjas are unable to make use of any cards that refer to thieves, which kinda sucks as ninjas can make extremely good use of them. I wonder if this is intended. As far as we can tell, yes. This was how Caro set up when they did the ninja classes. I believe that if you want us to, we can provide feedback to Caro saying, hey, this card is restricted to thief only for this bonus. We think that it should be expanded to ninjas. What do you think? Can we do this as a balance change?
I think it's definitely something that we could look at. I believe that classes that are able to benefit from skills, that may be one of the things that we can actually modify. Plus, it's not like ninjas are exactly, like, oh, gotta nerf ninjas. But especially for a lot of these items, if they're able to wear gear from thieves, it would make sense for a thief, like not rogue but thief class, that it would apply to them as well.
Are there any plans to update Mary Badger in the near future, preferably with Bio 3 MVP loots or any MVP loot in general, really? We can definitely look at Mary Badger, but we can't make any promises about any changes that may or may not be made to him. I will add that to the list of the to-do list. Sapphic asks, wait, no, there's no question there. People need to stop PMing me. I'm getting.
Well, if someone's sending you BMs, that is rude
No.
indeed.
PMs.
I mean, this is a civilized society. I think people should not resort to that.
Let me change my status.
Change it to angry.
There we go. That should fix that. Can we Bubblegum07 has the question. Can we expect the 1 billion Zenny vending limit soon? This will clear up Eden, making Eden NPCs more noticeable, easy to move around in Eden, and allow more people to set up parties easier. Also, it would be easier to sell and acquire gear. This is one of the updates we're waiting for from KRO. It will come eventually, but we do not currently have a date set yet. Oni-chan says, I'm still waiting for the KRO meeting debrief. Even small bits and pieces of what you talked about are fine. Even if you can't give us any insider info, please. So, the good news is, we actually did have the meeting. It happened last Tuesday. After Tiki Tuesday broadcast, we had a meeting with the our contacts overseas, and we discussed updates that will be coming to the renewal server, and we also discussed about the delay in the updates. Um,
And how we felt and how the community felt about those
yes,
delays
Oda
specifically.
prepared a big report about how the community doesn't like the fact that updates are so delayed, um, and the other community issues. We talked about the updating schedule. We should be on in May, late May, receiving the Glass Time and WoTE update.
It's a big update for us to be going. Certainly much later than we would have wanted it, but they've had some, uh, you know, delays over there that they are, we're in contact with them, telling them like, hey,
Uh, so we're going to be getting that update. We've actually started to receive some of the marketing materials and information on what it looks like.
right.
Uh,
So hopefully we'll have the web stuff up, um, you know, not too long from now.
Also, since we have acknowledged that there was some slowness in getting updates, the producers here and our overseas contact are working on trying to improve the system so that there's better communication on the desires of our community and what we want from them.
Bugs,
Yes.
community feedback, just having a better and more regular pipeline than meetings like this. Just a way of letting Caro know what our community feels about kind of the major issues of R01.
So I don't want to go into too many details, but pretty much we're kind of giving each other the status updates of
That's right.
what everyone expects.
It's complicated.
We're just tweeting each other constantly, a large back and forth. I
We're going to start some Twitter beef.
uh Firewind asks, Oda, can we get Easter DB drop? I think he means Dead Branch. I'm not sure.
I mean, I we could probably do some sort of monster spawn thing. Um,
Every,
Maybe he means like a drop event?
I'm not sure. Uh, Firewind, please,
DiBiase?
please explain in greater detail. Any plans? Message X or SMSGX. Any plans to update the renewal BG reward system to something similar to Classic? BG needs some sort of incentive to play, particularly TR, Gorge, and Flavian. No one does them because Valor Bravery badges are practically useless. Maybe if you're able to redeem Valor Bravery badges for WoW blue/white boxes, for example, I think this would give a lot of endgame players something to do. Um, this is something we can definitely look at as sort of an event thing. Uh, any huge revamp of the battleground system on renewal would have to go through Caro. However, if you haven't tried it recently, please do try the new battleground system. We recently received an update that allowed players to queue from anywhere in the game for the battlegrounds on renewal. This allows you to not have to wait in that one tiny room waiting for battles to start.
Yes,
So,
and we've requested to Cairo to actually see if we can get some more
uh,
rooms.
right.
So,
We're trying to get more rooms set up so multiple battles can happen at once. So, we'll see what goes on with that. Uh, see, Seichoi? Chioi? I wish for Sakurai open
Seiya
again.
Chiowai.
Seiya Chioi. I wish for Sakurai open again. Can we get an ETA on when we can access Sakurai again? Unfortunately, Sakurai is only really meant for when we have content updates. The good news is we're getting a content update soon. So we should be loading that up to Sakurai when we get that mid to late May for player testing before we implement it to the live servers. Answer that question. Uh, the Volcano Kid has the question: whatever happened to Classic Sakurai? Classic Sakurai is there. Unfortunately, the only way to access it is through some pretty major client edits.
No, not even that.
Oh wait, that's right.
Yes.
People outside the office aren't able to
Even if we
access it.
gave the address for the server, we're testing with the moderators, but there's something about the way that the server was set up that it will not accept a connection from outside the office. So far, we don't really have. Um, we definitely want to have classic Sakurai, but actually getting it properly set up and what kind of resources and time we would need. Um, it's one of the things that we've told you that we've requested some additional stuff for classic. UI interface updates, more items. That's part of the request. Uh, a update to the client would allow for people to get connected to Sakurai without, hopefully, possibly, without the same issues that we have with our current setup. Uh, Classic was not designed from the get-go to have Sakurai, and so we've kind of unfortunately run into that. Uh, but we realized it'd be much nicer to be able to test and to run tournaments on a test server. So that is definitely something we'd like.
Oh,
Or
for future tournaments, we need to test this. But one possibility would be to have a classic, regular Sakurai build that's renewal and a Sakurai build that's classic, and cycling
switch
between
through
them.
them.
But that is something we will have to test. And I'm going to reload the page. That was the last question on that load.
I believe so.
There's couple new questions. Can we Limit Breaker ask 27 has the question. Can we know the contents of the new boxes? Also, if these boxes will be available by Granny Boxster. Also, any word on the coming of OTE? Unfortunately, we keep the contents of new boxes until they are actually released. It's kind of close to the chest, so that there's no kind of market manipulation going on. Uh, the boxes will be available from Granny Boxster, but 1 week afterwards. Any word on the coming of OTE? Supposed to be late May. Is Thornwall ever going to get re-enabled in WoW? Until we receive a fix for the issue that caused Thornwall just to be kicking players out of WoW, we're going to keep it disabled. But when that is fixed, we plan to re-enable Thornwall. The issue was the skill was having a knockback effect in WoW where there's not supposed to be knockback effects. So players would load the map, hit the thorn wall, and get instantly pushed back into the portal and kicked out. This made it so a single class could pretty much just control a castle by himself. And that is not really a competitive thing at all. Kamikali has the question. Some people use Sakurai for USRC practice. The current Sakurai has a broken Isloot and many of the gear NPCs missing. Can you fix that for the USR team C team purposes, since that's kind of important? When it becomes closer to USRC time, we will enable the USRC version of Classic Sakurai. But first we need to use it for the testing of the WoTE glass time updates.
Right. Part of the reason why some of those are not enabled, we always have the problem of people who do not play on our service, who use it as kind of a playground to get unlimited gear, unlimited cards, just to mess around. And, they're not looking to test for a server. They're just freeloading like a remora on the back of a Great Light.
Okay, that is the last question.
That's right. Those are the questions we have. Again, if you guys want to check it out, I usually have these. We have the answers posted. We edit the posts of the people who posted in that thread. We put the answers in there, and if you guys are looking for that is where I post the new Tiki Tuesday content, so you guys can see the recipe, the pictures, the music, all that kind of fun stuff. And don't forget, we always have our Friday at 5 p.m. We've got a Let's Play video. This week we'll be on Classic. We've started up a new Classic live stream. And in fact, let me get you guys the YouTube link so you can check out the old broadcasts.
I believe on Classic I am a acolyte and you are a swordsman of some sort?
Yes.
Okay. So on Classic we actually have a more traditional dueling build, and we'll probably die a little bit less than our renewal counterparts. Well, on renewal we're both just one hit fall over classes, so
At least there's a little bit closer to like the tank healer combo.
well, who says I'm going to heal you?
You.
I believe all we have left is talking about that one game.
That's right. We've got some fun stuff for the mobile scene coming up. Do you want to put the screenshot for that on?
Sure. Let me look at which screenshot is good enough for our users. You know, we keep a.
Kuristafa asks in the Twitch chat, when will Rebellion be released for Europe Ragnarok Online? This is the live stream for War Portal, where the International Ragnarok Online Ragnarok. We're in North America, so Ragnarok Europe is handled by a different company, so we don't know what their plans are for the new classes. I think, like us, it's probably going to be pretty far down the line before we receive that information from KRO. K Campstor is putting it up on the screen right now. This is for our new game. This is Ragnarok Ash Vacuum. Ash Vacuum is that space, another dimensional place where all the different worlds of Ragnarok live. That's a place where you beat up on Saint Morok, I believe.
No, you beat up on Saint Morok in the Dimensional Gorge, but his
it's in the same milieu.
yeah. When he rips the hole in reality, you kind of gain access to all the New World areas, and Ash Vacuum is part of that.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned, it was a strategy game. In the past, we've actually played similar games that, we can't really mention them by name.
It's
But-
a city builder.
Right.
It's a mobile game where you are building up your city and fighting against the forces of Saint Morok, I believe.
You build your armies. You actually, here's a screenshot of the town in game.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of looks like you get to build up your town. You get to train soldiers. You have resources. Looks like wood, stone. I'm guessing it's some kind of metal and food.
Liquid metal.
You do have daily quests and other tasks. There is a tutorial. Right now we are running an event where if you pre-register for the game, you get some free items, I believe, for RO. Of course, it didn't save it. That's annoying.
I believe it's Rovu.
For Rovu.
For Valkyrie Uprising, our other mobile title that you guys should definitely check out. We have links to that on our Facebook. They are doing a promotion right now. It should be pinned to all of our Facebook walls.
I'm going to find the link for him, so if you could keep on describing the game to the players.
Sure. Actually got a chance to try it. It's pretty intuitive. And it's pretty cool to be actually building up your town. When you start out, you choose between the Rune Midgard's Kingdom, the Runefelds, and the Schwarzwald Republic. And so your choice actually affects the architecture of the buildings that you're building up, kind of what your city's going to look like when it's fully built. And I believe that there's some other aspects to choosing a kind of a nation to ally with. After you've chosen that, you're choosing how far away you are from, I believe it's the destruction of Morok kind of area, how close you're going to be to Saint Morok's forces. And so that'll determine, like, if you want a lot of combat, you'd actually be able to place your city a little bit closer to the action. If you want to sort of hang back and sort of build up your resources slowly, you can hang back. There's actually like kind of a further away position. There's sort of a middle position between those where you get a little bit of half and half. You have so little. It takes a little bit less time to get to the action, but you're still not constantly under attack. So it looks like there'll be some pretty fun gameplay from that. And so,
I've put the link for the pre-registration event in our stream chat.
Sapphire Wing says, any love for Classic this week? I came in late. For this week, our big thing is getting the Easter quest we received from Cairo, working on both Classic and Renewal. So, we'll have a headgear reward on both of our servers.
Also, we are currently discussing the implementation of Satan Morok on Classic. Please join in the discussion on the Classic Server Foundry, found at the forums at forums.warportal.com.
Yes.
RO1 Community Chat, events and news and events, Classic Server news and events, Foundry.
I could just give them a link.
But I said the whole way, navigation way to get there.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Well, that just
I
makes me
wasn't
sad.
Even.
Oh.
And this is a specific thread where we were talking about that. Listening to the community about kind of what, especially with regards to the Saint and Morok map, what things that the community is worried that people would be abusing on that map, and things that they would like for us to change or not change about that encounter.
Okay. I think we've covered all of our topics.
Yes. We've covered most of our topics, so how do you like the new... Did you see the Captain America movie?
Yeah, it was actually kind of fun.
What do you... so kind of fun. We're not going to go into spoilers, but...
He works for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Whoa, hey, bro.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah. I heard he was frozen at some point or another.
The feed has gone dark on there.
Well, no, I removed the images
Uh-oh.
because we were done with the image. Did you?
Yeah, actually, if you guys have not yet seen the Captain America movie, I highly recommend it. How many would you give it? 2 thumbs up? I give it one of these, brother.
Well, they can't see the. It's
Oh.
because we're winding it down, so it's back to the.
Yeah, we should totally have a recommendations portion of Tiki Tuesday kind of towards the end. Just like, hey, this is a pretty cool book I've been reading, or this is a track that I definitely like.
I don't think they would like it if we started to just list our book list. I can see movies.
No. You just talk about like one or something like that. Like a movie, a book, just one thing like, hey, this is what I'm bringing to the book club today.
Okay. If you do your book report, Oda, I'll give you a free children's pizza.
Yes. Does the children's pizza come with Connects?
No, it is just that one little sad pizza that looks like it was microwaved somewhere.
Do I get tokens for the arcade?
2.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I got an A, so...
Well, that's good.
But yeah, Captain America 2. Redlettermedia.com, they've got some great reviews, but they definitely hit the nail on the head. This is a movie that it's very enjoyable, but not exactly like a young kids movie like The Avengers was. I went to see it this weekend and went with a family group, and the kid that we had there, he was fast asleep. Like government intrigue and like spies, not super interesting for a young
Well,
kid,
well,
but
I actually had one slight problem with it. They tried to hide a secret organization in the middle of Washington.
I
This isn't a
no no
spoiler.
no no. Oh, you
This is literally in the opening scene.
I don't think they're trying to hide Shield. I think people know that it's there in the Potomac, but I have to say though, for
There is no keeping any secrets when you're going to be launching helicarriers from a river
you know I
in the
think
middle of broad daylight.
I'm
And
pretty
that was the
sure that like
plan.
the daily costs or like somebody would probably have something to say about like they're building these things that can wipe out terrorists wherever they are in the world
Well, no,
instantly.
maybe they don't know what they're building, but they might notice that there's these constant construction trucks just hauling steel, aluminum, and iron and cement.
They'd never be able to stop coming. Yeah, people have mentioned Agents of Shield. I really haven't watched any of the episodes of that, but I hear that it is getting better. So that's something where it's kind of rough because if you don't see everything, like they really want people to be completists about this entire Marvel reboot universe.
Well, you have to watch it once all the way through. Then you have to watch it again and catch all the references they made to future episodes in the past.
I mean, it might as well be that. I mean, it's like how The Matrix 2, there were scenes that made no sense unless you play that really bad tie-in game.
Well, no, actually, a good example of this is The Fifth Element. Remember when he gets his first cigarette of the day, he shakes his matchbox and he opens it and there's only two matches. He takes one, he uses it to light the cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Final scene. He shakes his matchbox and there's
Oh.
only one match left. They established it super early in the movie in kind of a throwaway, like, oh, he needs a cigarette to get through the day scene. That
Well,
he doesn't have many matches left.
I mean, that's Chekhov's match. If you have a match on the mantelpiece in the first scene, by the third act, they have to have used that match.
The other thing about it is, for sort of a future smoking thing, if you look at them, the cigarettes in the Fifth Element are like all filter with only like half an inch of actual tobacco on them, and that was the design element they used.
By the way, guys, if you would like to hear us do a commentary, kind of like a Mystery Science Theater style thing, um, let us know. We definitely want to judge some interest on that because I think it would be fun as hell to do a Starship Troopers with maybe if we could pull in like one more person on there. I think you definitely have to have three to really do some good riffs. But we definitely like to do some kind of MP3 that you guys would play along with the movie to hear the riffs or something. We could definitely do that.
Well, it has been fun, everyone. I am Campator.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys sticking with us week after week, even as we are getting all these technical kinks worked out. But actually, not too bad. Not too bad today.
Yeah, my microphone worked.
And mine, too. Have a nice afternoon, everybody.
Goodbye.
Keep circulating the